some Pokemon caves are alright. In fact, in my last top 5 video, I counted down the 5 best Pokemon caves, but most Pokemon caves are really crap, so putting the list for this video together was pretty difficult. Oi tough trainers, Lance here, and today I'll be counting down the 5 worst Pokemon caves, even though lots of them suck. At number 5 today, we have got Cliff Cave from the Johto region. Now don't get me wrong, a lot of big caves are really crap because they take ages to get through and they can get really frustrating. But just because a cave is small doesn't mean it's good. And Cliff Cave is a perfect example of this because it's so small and boring that there's just no sense of adventure when you're in there, and there's hardly anything to explore. Honestly, what were Game Freak thinking? They could have done such a better job with this cave. Were they told that they weren't allowed to start their lunch break until they'd finished designing this cave or something? Because it just looks really rushed and like hardly any effort was put into it. Just no cool items to find, not many cool wild Pokemon either, just a small boring cave that is really forgettable. At number 4, we have got Glittering Cave from the Kalos region. This cave doesn't actually look too bad. It's not too big or too small in my opinion. It's got some okay items and okay wild Pokemon, but it's just so confusing to navigate through. Here's the problem. When you turn down one of the paths in the cave to try and find some cool items, you then head back towards the main path of the cave, and you don't know whether you're meant to turn right or left. If you've ever played X or Y, you'll understand what I'm trying to say, but basically, every second time I go off the main path to try and find some cool items, I end up back on the main path, but heading towards the entrance instead of where I want to go. Would it really have been that difficult to just put in a few signposts pointing towards the entrance or pointing towards the way you're meant to go so that you know which way to go every time you come back to the main path? It's just really confusing going through this cave and therefore really frustrating. Apart from this, I can't put this cave any higher on the list because the other aspects of it aren't that bad. And being able to get a fossil at the end of this cave is also pretty cool. Let's be honest, getting that Tyrunt at the end is pretty cool. I don't think I know of anyone that didn't choose the Tyrunt. At number 3 today, we have got Diglett's Cave from the Kanto region. Diglett's Cave basically looks like it's had the same amount of effort put into it as Cliff Cave from the Johto region had put into it, because there's just nothing cool or interesting about this cave. You just follow a straight line and you're out of the cave. There's nothing interesting along the way. There's hardly any good items. The only good wild Pokemon is Diglett, but Diglett's really annoying to run into because of its ability Arena Trap, meaning if you go into that cave without repels, you'll be stuck battling stupid Digletts. Telling yourself that you'll be able to get through Diglett's cave without any problems if you don't have repels is kind of like putting chocolate Easter eggs on your desk and then telling yourself that you won't eat too many in one day. You know what, pause this video, 1 sec. Yep, I'll get back to this in a sec, you guys. I've got to move these off my desk, they're too tempting. This cave might be really boring and forgettable in red, blue, yellow, fire red, leaf green, but it was made a lot better in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so it can't be any higher on the list, because at least in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they threw in a few decent items and changed up the cave a bit, so it had like a bridge and a wall you could rock climb up, just so it wasn't walking in a straight line the whole time. So it was a bit better in those games, I'll give it that. At number 2, we have got Turnback Cave from the Sinnoh region. I think the name speaks for itself. You get into the cave and then you want to turn back and just get the hell out of there. This cave is very difficult to navigate through. But Lance, can't you just look up a walkthrough on YouTube? No, you cannot, because the way you get through this cave is different every time you go into it. It's randomized for every player. So a walkthrough on YouTube isn't going to help you because the way to get through a cave for one person is going to be different to the way it is for you. Apparently, if you look at patterns among the rocks, you can figure out which way you're meant to go to get through the cave. But how are kids meant to know this? How are young people meant to know to look for patterns among the rocks? And how are they meant to use that to help them get through the cave? This is too complicated for Pokemon's target audience. But on top of that, even if you do know the pattern, this cave still takes ages to get through. You know, to get through this cave, you're meant to pass 3 pillars before entering through 30 different rooms, and so if you fail that, you basically have to start from the start. I don't know about you, but to me this just sounds too difficult for younger kids, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that had a really difficult time going through this cave when I was a lot younger, playing through Diamond, Pearl, Platinum for the first time. At number 1 today, we have got basically every cave that requires Flash to get through, apart from a few caves such as Granite Cave or Granite Cave. I don't know if I was saying it wrong in the last video. But yeah, I actually really like Granite Cave. But apart from that, basically all Flash caves just suck. I think some of the worst Flash caves include Rock Tunnel, Dark Cave, Wayward Cave, and Mistralton Cave. Because even with a walkthrough, these caves are really difficult to navigate through because it's so difficult to know where you are. Every time I'm trying to go through one of these caves without Flash, I'm always thinking, wait, is this the area of the cave where the walkthrough is in, or am I in a different area to them? And it gets really confusing because you can only see a little bit ahead of you, a little bit to your sides, and that's basically it. You can't really tell whereabouts you are. And it just takes ages to get through these caves if you don't have a Pokemon with Flash. So Lance, why don't you just teach one of your Pokemon Flash to save yourself from all the hassle? I would, but Flash is one of the worst moves in the game. No one should have to teach their Pokemon Flash just to be able to get through a cave a bit more easily. Flash is a crap move. No Pokemon should learn Flash. Pokemon don't want to learn Flash. It's a crappy move. No one wants to be seen with it. I'm pretty sure if it's not, teaching your Pokemon Flash should be a form of animal cruelty because Flash is such a bad move that no Pokemon should ever have to learn. We need a hashtag to get this trending. How about hashtag Flash hurts Pokemon? Come on guys, this should be an actual cause. This is serious. So yeah, Flash caves, number 1. Because these caves are really frustrating to navigate through, whether you have Flash on one of your Pokemon or whether you don't. Well, that was a cool hashtag. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you would like to see me count down the top 5 best Pokemon caves, click the video on the left. Or if you would like to see behind the scenes, deleted scenes, and bloopers from the month of March, click the video on the right. Feel free to leave your least favorite Pokemon caves in the comments section below and or suggest a topic for the next countdown video we do. Be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you enjoyed. It's very much appreciated. And check out the description for links to all my social media. This has been Lance with Lance Countdowns, and as usual, stay tough. Let's be honest, getting that Tyrunt at the end is pretty cool. I don't think I know of anyone that didn't choose the Tyrunt.